The top 70 CR-1 spousal visa interview questions. Toward the end of the spousal visa process, the beneficiary spouse will be asked to attend an interview where he or she will be asked a series of questions by a consular officer at the U.S. Embassy or consulate. This typically happens in the country of origin, but in some cases, it could be in a nearby country. In this video, we'll cover 70 commonly asked questions for the CR-1 interview. Let's get started. 1. What is your spouse's name? 2. What are your spouse's hobbies and interests? 3. What make, model, color is your spouse's car? 4. What are your hobbies and interests? 5. What does your spouse do for a living? 6. What is your spouse's salary? 7. What do you do for a living? 8. Was your spouse married previously? 9. Tell me about your spouse's children. 10. What are your spouse's parents' names? 11. Will there be a problem with the children from a previous relationship? 12. Did you know that your spouse was previously divorced? 13. Where do you plan to live in the United States? 14. When and how did you meet your spouse? 15. How long have you been corresponding with your spouse? 16. Where did you get married? 17. How long has your spouse lived in their current address? 18. What is your spouse's religious background? 19. What is your religious background? 20. Does your spouse speak and understand your language? 21. Do you speak and understand your spouse's language? 22. How much did your spouse spend on their last trip to see you? 23. Has your spouse ever been convicted of a crime? 24. How do you communicate with your spouse? 25. Why do you want to come to the United States? 26. Where and how did you meet your spouse? 27. What is your spouse's full name? 28. How do you spell your spouse's middle name? 29. How long has your spouse been in the United States? 30. Are you a terrorist? 31. What are your other names? 32. Tell me about your wedding. 33. Did you have an engagement party? Who was there? 34. Do you or did you have honeymoon plans? 35. How many days a week does your spouse work? 36. Have you ever been to America? 37. What is your fiance's ex-spouse's name? 38. When do you plan on entering the United States? 39. Does your spouse have any siblings? What are their names? 40. What can you tell me about the state your spouse lives in? 41. When do you plan on leaving after entering the United States? 42. Do you and your spouse have plans to have children in the future? 43. Have you met your spouse's parents? 44. Have you been denied a visa to any country? 45. What is your spouse's number or email address? 46. How often or how do you communicate with your spouse? 47. How old is your spouse? 48. How many times have you been married? 49. How old are your spouses or your children? 50. What kinds of things do you enjoy doing together? 51. What was the last gift your spouse got you? 52. How does your family feel about the marriage? 53. How does your spouse's family feel about the marriage? 54. What are your favorite traits about your spouse? 55. As a couple, why did you decide to move to the USA rather than your country? 56. Who proposed, you or your spouse? 57. Describe the proposal. When was it? 58. What do you and your spouse have in common? 59. What is your spouse's favorite movie, musical artist, or food? 60. How many times have you met in person? 61. How much time have you spent together in person? 62. How do you picture your life in 5 years? 63. Does your spouse have any pets? What are their names? 64. Do you know any of your spouse's friends? 65. How many people showed up to your wedding? 66. Where and when was your spouse born? 67. How long did you date before getting engaged? 68. Do you have any relatives in the USA? 69. Did your spouse go to college? Where? 70. What color are your spouse's eyes? Feeling overwhelmed with paperwork and the immigration process? RapidVisa can help. Get started on your petition by clicking on the link in our description. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to RapidVisa on YouTube.